Rolls-Royce Phantom 2018 Review. The arrival of an all-new Rolls-Royce Phantom almost calls for trumpet fanfare because, apart from being arguably the byword in automotive opulence, the RR flagship has an inordinately long model cycle. While the Phantom nameplate has been around since 1925, we've recently been in Switzerland for the launch of just the 8th generation model. It follows in the wheeltracks of Phantom VII, which remained on sale for 14 years, around double the typical lifespan of a premium luxury car. Although it may not appear drastically different at first glance, Phantom VIII is a clean sheet design replete with cutting-edge technology and styling conceived to appeal to a younger demographic. If there were such a thing as automotive royalty, the Rolls-Royce Phantom would be it. After all, what other single nameplate can claim a heritage dating back 92 years? Apart from two breaks in continuity from 1940 to 50 and 1991 to 2003, the Phantom has been the flag bearer for the Rolls-Royce lineup and served as the default limo for heads of state, dignitaries, and aristocracy. The big roller has managed to stay relevant in a world obviously much different than 1925 when the first-gen Phantom debuted. As a company, Rolls-Royce has weathered its fair share of storms over the past century, including bankruptcy in 1971, and the brand stood at the crossroads in the early 1990s, lumbered with an irrelevant model range riding on ancient underpinnings dating back some 30 years. Prosperous is the word which springs to mind when considering the company today. Rolls-Royce sold 4,011 cars last year, the second highest tally in its 113-year history. And that affluence is down to the BMW Group's takeover of the company from its former owner Vickers plc in 1998 and subsequent skillful revamping of the marque to make it a viable fiscal entity. The wholesale makeover of Rolls-Royce by its new, at the time, German masters was comprehensively embodied by the Phantom VII, which, unlike its museum relic forerunners, was a techno tour de force, featuring a sophisticated and lightweight aluminium space frame chassis, power from a brand new 338 kilowatts, 6.75-liter V12 engine, and loaded with all the electronics and modcons on offer in 2003. This was the car to kick Rolls-Royce into the new millennium, dispensing with the old world frumpiness of its forerunners in one fell swoop, yet still endowed with all the stateliness and gravitas which underwrite the RR brand. In the process, not only did the 7th Gen Phantom find favor with traditional Rolls-Royce customers, it also succeeded in attracting new, more tech-savvy buyers, including the likes of IT billionaires and rock stars. Buyers a decade or two younger than before. But time marches on, and while the Phantom VII has soldiered on nobly for the past 14 years, the time was ripe for an all-new successor in tune with Rolls-Royce customers of 2018 and beyond. An important point to note is the average age of today's RR buyer is now said to be just 39, about 20 years younger than was the case a couple of decades ago. Thus, Rolls-Royce chief designer, Mr. Giles Taylor, says he sought to infuse a greater sense of dynamism and movement into the latest Phantom. Whereas the outgoing model was a cutting-edge design when it was penned, its profile is very upright, and Taylor says it looks too static. So, he addressed this by integrating the grille into the front fascia and leaning it back a few degrees. It formerly stood clear of the bodywork and sat bolt upright. The tapered flanks of the car also create the impression of motion, and the fastback roofline further contributes to this effect.